Here we go, guys. We're going to be getting into fans very shortly. Very excited to see what's going to happen here. Absolute phenom of players here, DUCHAN and TRUEWHALE.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see again how they prioritize their picks against each other. I know both players are very strong players. DUCHAN going with the Dark Onimusha play has shown us in APAC Cup that he likes to cleave a lot. So, and he said he's using more of a damage route that implies more bruisery. So we'll see if he decides to deviate from his strategy. I think TRUEWHALE should go the cleaving route. He does have that Volantis. Both of them have Robos. They should be fighting for these speed units, but it'll really come down to how they feel at the moment, I guess.
Oh, pre-bans locked in. Tian Lang and Nephthys are going to get the pre-bans. Both LD Nat 5's TRUEWHALE with the first pick.
Yeah, and that Tian Lang is such a good pre-ban because it eliminates TRUEWHALE's ability to deal with Ragdoll. So DUCHAN does have that Ragdoll, has 100% win rate with Ragdoll in this tournament here. TRUEWHALE going with that Oliver first pick, of course, one of the most oppressive units on the ladder right now.
Yep, DUCHAN very quick to slam down the Shizuka, and Ragdoll hasn't locked it in just yet, but he was very quick to draft them.
Yeah, very quick. He's locking in the Shizuka Ragdoll. Interesting. Goes with the Nana Ragdoll here. Wouldn't be surprised to see TRUEWHALE go with a type of cleave type situation. I wouldn't mind seeing some sort of a Chungpong, some sort of even a Robo play. It might be early. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Volantis either. Instead, decides to go the Sagar Praha. Interesting.
Ooh, swaps out the Sagar, brings out the Dominic in the Praha for TRUEWHALE. Both players taking things out here, very decisive, but DUCHAN hovering over a Masha and a Riley. Let's see if DUCHAN chooses to lock both of these units in.
Yeah, and that DUCHAN might be able to even go with the Dark Onimusha last. Decides to take it earlier, but when he's representing a Riley Nana 2 support units like that, he's probably going to take the Dark Onimusha last. That's probably what he's thinking. And if I'm TRUEWHALE's situation here, you have that Nana, which makes it kind of hard to burst through a unit here. But your most likely option is to cleave. But there's not really a lot of good cleave options into a Masha, and definitely not when it's supported by a Ragdoll here. So kind of a tough situation for TRUEWHALE here, but I would expect in most circumstances to see a cleave being completed here. We see the Nikki, and we see the Dark Onimusha.
Look at the face of DUCHAN. He was not ready for that Dark Onimusha to come out from TRUEWHALE here, also being paired up with a Nikki.
Definitely not expecting that. Something that definitely caught him by surprise. Gianna, great pick as always. I think we're going to see probably a ban on the Oliver here. When you take a Gianna, you're representing that you want to outspeed. If you don't ban out that Oliver, you might not be able to outspeed. So I think Oliver has to be the ban by DUCHAN if you're going to take Gianna in this manner. Goes with a Nikki ban. Interesting.
Yep, Nikki's going to get banned out, and so is the Nana getting banned out here. DUCHAN with the sustain on the side of the field form Riley, and of course TRUEWHALE with the Praha here. We got a 33 attack lead coming out for DUCHAN, 33 speed lead coming out for TRUEWHALE, and here we go! We have our first match between TRUEWHALE and DUCHAN Praha, kicking things off for us here.
And TRUEWHALE's in a lot of trouble here because he's going to trip off the Ragdoll passive, and Gianna's going to move. It's going to stun up 3 units, so TRUEWHALE's instantly going to be on the back foot here and in a lot of trouble.
Stun's going to be landing true across the board here. Dark Onimusha looking to apply a little bit of damage to the field. Maybe looking at a defense break to put onto that Gianna.
I think he's going to need to go after the Gianna with the defense break. Instead, decides to go after the Masha here. Probably hoping for a proc, but does not get that proc.
Does get the proc, but massive damage. No defense break is going to be coming out from that the Masha onto the Dark Onimusha. We've got that third skill, cleansing the whole team with the initial turn as well. Going to heal up pretty much DUCHAN's team to full here.
Yeah, that's absolutely massive miss of that defense break from that Masha because that Dark Onimusha should have died, but that is not. TRUEWHALE's going to be able to heal up here and going to be able to come back once his units, once he does some damage with that Dominic and that Dark Onimusha.
There's that Daydream coming out here. We've got defense break on first skill. I don't think he's going to use that second skill to weak up the Ragdoll just yet, though. First skill is going to go out on to the Gianna with additional turn popping up as well. Another probably more damage coming towards that Gianna here.
Pretty lucky proc there. This allows TRUEWHALE's Dominic to take out this Gianna. So TRUEWHALE's going to go up a unit first here, and he's going to need to find a way to keep that Dark Onimusha up because that's the target for this Masha next.
There's that third skill, attack bar reduction going out onto the Gianna. Dominic's going to have a unit in sight here right after Oliver applies probably his second skill. See what happens right here. Does go for that second skill out onto the Gianna. And we have all skills available. Dominic doesn't even have to use that second skill. May use that second skill, though, just to get that definite kill. Finishes off with the first skill with the additional turn popping out as well.
Absolutely massive proc here. Allows him to dismount Masha here. So that's going to give TRUEWHALE a huge advantage in probably the game here because now DUCHAN does not have defense break, does not have an easy way to take this one. So TRUEWHALE is in a commanding spot right now, but only because of those procs.
Yep, there's a lot of damage seen on top. Oh my lord, another initial turn with the proc coming out here. Gonna be just like a little bit of attack bar, potentially get that kill. Or a lot of damage going out onto the Masha here.
Yeah, gonna need to think about taking out that Masha. That's 2 more turns of attack buff there. So that Masha could potentially take out 2 units. So TRUEWHALE needs to be careful here. That's a slow debuff on that Dark Onimusha, so that unit might not take turns at all.
Yep, that's right. I mean, we only have second skill here going out onto the Ragdoll. Looks like the unit of focus for him right now. First skill only available with the Dominic. Let's see where he chooses to put this kind of damage. Masha's definitely looking very dangerous. Enough damage to finish it off here. Dark Onimusha with skills up goes for the big second skill, putting Ragdoll in Torrent range. Is going to be healing up that Ragdoll, no longer in Torrent range though.
Yeah, no longer in Torrent range, but again, this is a Dominic, this is a Dark Onimusha, and this is an Oliver that DUCHAN's facing. So DUCHAN pretty much does not have this one. Oliver is going to be able to control the field here. DUCHAN's going to need to think about how he wants to draft in the next matches, knowing that TRUEWHALE does have his favorite unit.
Yeah, Dominic looking to get the big finish there on top of it. There you have it. That's definitely going to be the match. TRUEWHALE taking DUCHAN down on round 1.
You know, in that match, I actually thought TRUEWHALE got a little bit lucky. RNG was on his side. Temple did its work today because TRUEWHALE did not have a great opener. He had to trip off that Ragdoll passive and then get his entire team stunned up from that Gianna. So a little bit of a miscalculation from the draft itself. But again, once he got those procs online, was able to take out a couple units, that snowballed out of control there.
Yeah, the Gianna definitely seemed like a good last pick there. Obviously didn't work out in the match, but I thought the Gianna was a fine pick for DUCHAN there. What did you think about TRUEWHALE actually taking that Dark Onimusha away from him?
I thought taking the Dark Onimusha is great because he would have a very tough time dealing with that Dark Onimusha, especially with the way he's drafted. He's not in a position to cleave a Ragdoll and a Masha without his Tianlang. It's going to be very difficult to do that. So as you saw, I mean, with the Gianna, the Gianna was able to go off once that Ragdoll provided some attack bar. So TRUEWHALE kind of in a tough spot without the Tianlang there. Has to steal the Dark Onimusha, and also resisting that the Masha early pretty much won him that game, or allowed him to win that game. If he lost his Dark Onimusha there, he's in a lot of trouble.
Well, we're going to be getting into our second match very shortly with DUCHAN and TRUEWHALE. TRUEWHALE with the 1-up right now, and let's get into it. Pre-ban's going to be coming out any minute now. You see the units that will be available shortly. Tianlang and Nephthys.
So Tianlang and Nephthys were the pre-bans last time. I think this time we're going to see TRUEWHALE probably take out the Gianna. So we're going to see a Nephthys Gianna revolving pre-ban. DUCHAN's probably going to take out some sort of a Narsha or some sort of other LD unit. Typically that's very standard to take out. Although I don't know if Narsha's the right pre-ban, but he might just take out the Narsha because that unit tends to be scary. Takes out the Dominic instead, makes a lot of sense. I mean, TRUEWHALE's Dominic is known for proccing a lot, doing a lot of damage.
Yep. We have first pick here with DUCHAN. Let's see if he chooses to dig into TRUEWHALE's box here. Most likely, I would say, take a unit away from TRUEWHALE, but it's really tough to take units away when both players have almost
Interesting,
everything.
and he decides not to take the Oliver, so goes with the Nana first. And I think TRUEWHALE can easily punish this by going with a more Changpeng, knowing that he has a Tianlang for his opponent's Ragdoll that comes up later. I do not like the Shizuka this early. I prefer a lineup that's a little bit more open-ended, but this means that TRUEWHALE's going to have a lot of back and forth. So he's going to be facing a lot of cleaves, potential cleaves, a lot of damage. If that Dark Onimusha procs, or if that Nana gives defense break in the Dark Onimusha cleave, TRUEWHALE could instantly lose the game.
Yep, it's funny how he took that away, knowing that TRUEWHALE has it, taking that Dark Onimusha as early as it did. TRUEWHALE having over the free-to-play Tessarian.
Wow, going with the free-to-play Tessarian, an interesting pick here. I would have preferred to see another cleaving unit. I mean, DUCHAN's team looks very cleavable. And instead, again, it becomes this matchup, this meta at the higher levels is all about cleave or be cleaved. And in this situation here, DUCHAN's looking at this cleave. I mean, he's got strip from the Juno, strip from the Dark Robo, or from the Wind Robo, and then he's got a Nephthys Dark Onimusha. So either way, he's going to get a great opening, and he's going to be able to have a very impressive opening.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, we got this last pick coming out of TRUEWHALE right now. However, in Asima, I don't know about the Asima right now.
No, I think TRUEWHALE's going to go, I think a Volantis would be great here, or some way to disrupt an opening. Yeah, and he's going to need some way to disrupt an opening, but we're going to see that banned out. I think TRUEWHALE's been locked out of the draft here. DUCHAN just has a much better draft. So I think Sekhmet's just going to be the ban here, and I think the question really is, what is TRUEWHALE going to ban out? Is it the Dark Onimusha, or is it the Nephthys? I think it's going to be one of these two, because that's basically what's going to provide the kill opportunity for DUCHAN. I think the better ban is, well, Nephthys is fine too, but again, DUCHAN is going to get that Wind Robo opening into a Dark Onimusha, into a Nana Dark Onimusha cleave, so TRUEWHALE might lose his team pretty early.
Let's see what happens. HP lead for both players here, guys. We get into round 2 with TRUEWHALE and DUCHAN. We've got RoboG92 kicking things off, getting not a full team strip, because Pra is going to be staying up here.
Yeah, it does not get the full team strip, but you do see that Nana and Dark Onimusha moving in front of TRUEWHALE's units, so you're going to see an AoE defense break into a lot of damage from the Dark Onimusha.
Ooh, looking to get the full team, well, not the full team sleep here, but able to keep that Robo G92 down.
Yeah, DUCHAN should use skill 2 here, not to trip off the Tian Lang, and does stun the Tian Lang here.
Wow, gets the Despair Stun, but we do have a Violent proc coming out of Tian Lang. Tian Lang's coming back here, able to shake that defense break as well, has skills available. See if you choose to use that second skill or just to apply defense break.
No, definitely does not want to do that, does not want to provide more damage. That's a huge proc from the Dark Anamusha.
Massive proc there, and that might be the game winner to be honest.
Definitely the game winner there. So much damage coming up on the Dark Anamusha, as predicted from the draft there. TRUEWHALE basically shut out of the draft off the bat.
Yep, 100% shutout indeed. Defense breaks are going out here. You can hear the crowd already. They are behind DUCHAN as DUCHAN slowly finishes off TRUEWHALE's units here.
Yeah, DUCHAN finishing off TRUEWHALE's units. There's nothing TRUEWHALE can do in this draft. Picked 4 very slow units here. DUCHAN just able to cleave, able to dictate how he wants this opener to go.
Yeah, 3 orbs is something very difficult to deal with. DUCHAN knows it's over. He wants him to quit out so bad.
Yeah, DUCHAN definitely knows this is over here. TRUEWHALE definitely taking his time here, probably wanting to assess the damage, but again, this Dark Anamusha does so much, and that's going to be the end of TRUEWHALE for this match.
Yep, 100%. We've got a 1-1 with DUCHAN taking round 2 away from TRUEWHALE.
So DUCHAN telling us he was going to go more damage route in his video here, but definitely going the speed route here. Again, I thought TRUEWHALE should have gone with a little bit more open-ended comp that allows him to play different speeds. I remember in the beginning picks here, he took a Tian Lang with the Shizuka. And the Shizuka basically ensures he cannot counter cleave, he can't cleave. He's playing a straight turn 2 comp there. And I think a lot of times when you're nervous, maybe you kind of go back on what you're comfortable with. But in this type of a matchup, taking those 2 early allows you to be cleaved very easily. We saw that there was no RNG. TRUEWHALE basically just lost that straight out on the draft there based off of speeds, the turn orders, and just got cleaved down.
Yep, let's see what happens if we get a change of pace out of TRUEWHALE as we go into round number 3 between DUCHAN and TRUEWHALE.
Yeah, I think TRUEWHALE should be leaning into Robos and Volantis more, or keeping his draft open-ended so that he can lean into them. TRUEWHALE has the better runes, has the better box, should be able to press that advantage and not lock himself into a turn 2 comp off the bat.
All right, we're getting into that match very shortly here. We'll have old pre-bans now available, new pre-bans coming out as we get into round number 3 between TRUEWHALE and DUCHAN.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna see the same pre-bans as we saw in the first match. We're gonna see that Tian Lang pre-ban. We're gonna see that Nephthys pre-ban. We're just gonna see that alternating pre-bans between the 2 players there. The question is if they're gonna be able to play with different speeds, or if TRUEWHALE's gonna be content to play with the turn 2 comp.
Yep, there's that Tian Lang and Nephthys pre-bans coming out just like that very first match here. True with the first pick here. Let's see if you choose to take that Dark Anamusha away. I don't think that's gonna be the first pick coming out of TRUEWHALE.
Yeah, definitely not going to be the first pick coming out from TRUEWHALE here. But again, TRUEWHALE should be fighting for speed here. DUCHAN being friendly, flashing the Dark Anamusha, saying, I know what you have now.
Wow, wanting to take it super early. Would that play in TRUEWHALE's favor, knowing that he's going to be taking that style of play early?
I think that would be a mistake to take these 2 early. Again, Shizuka early is a liability because it tends to be about the 270, 280 speed range. Nana also a liability because it opens you up to Changpangs and Robo Cleaves and different AoE comps that are very consistent. But if TRUEWHALE decides to go into Shizuka here, that would be a mistake, and it's going to allow DUCHAN to have a chance to have some back and forth play. So TRUEWHALE takes the Praha. I would like to see a Changpang last, something that allows him to still scale into a fast comp if he wants to, or go slower if he wants.
Oh, there's that Dominant coming up for TRUEWHALE. Locks that in alongside the Praha here. DUCHAN looking to respond after seeing those 2 units here.
Yeah, and I think DUCHAN, these 2 picks, I mean, he's got 2 picks here with 1 last, so he's going to have to dictate the speed of his lineup right now. So we're going to see probably a Masha and maybe a Gianna. Masha Ragdoll's interesting, but because there's no Tian Lang, that's a pretty solid pick there. But would have liked to also see a Masha, but of course there's a Ragdoll and no Tian Lang, so it's a great pick as always.
I believe we've seen this exact draft so far in the past coming out of DUCHAN here. A lot of dark units on the side of the field right now.
Yeah, and TRUEWHALE needs to go with a Wind Robo. He needs a Wind Robo here, and he needs another speed lead that allows him to take first turn advantage. So Pontos is great, and I would like to see a Wind Robo. He needs to be able to take that advantage, or if he does this, he should be banning out the Gianna if he does that. Either is okay here. Oberon by DUCHAN is an interesting pick here, and I think Oberon's just going to have to be force man.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, the Abelo coming out for TRUEWHALE, I feel like TRUEWHALE is already super aggressive, needed to stay aggressive. Abelo kind of backtracks just a little bit. DUCHAN going with the Robo G92.
Yeah, again, that Robo G92 is just so good in these matchups because everyone is playing at the 270, 280 violent range. and not taking enough aggression. You have TRUEWHALE with kind of a comp that's all over the place in terms of speed here, so he doesn't really have a cohesive opening. DUCHAN's gonna be able to open with that Robo, Gianna, and then go into a Dark Onimusha. So TRUEWHALE's gonna need to be tanky enough, but this isn't the ladder. DUCHAN has amazing runes here, so we'll see how tanky TRUEWHALE is, or else he might be in trouble.
Yep, 33 speed lead for TRUEWHALE. Gonna be taking turn 1 with that Praha.
Yeah, going to be taking turn with that Praha, but there is a Ragdoll on the field, so that Gianna's going to be able to stun up TRUEWHALE's entire team in this opener.
All right, let's see what happens here.
And we see here that this Robo G92 is going to be able to use skill 2 and sap up all that attack bar. Going to be able to do a lot of damage here, and we see that Dark Onimusha is going to be able to do even more damage here. TRUEWHALE needs a couple of procs if he wants to come back. Otherwise, DUCHAN's bringing in so much damage.
Whoa, a lot of damage going to be coming out right here, and that's going to be looking very good for the DUCHAN. Obviously, pop the passive of Abelu. Abelu's going to be taking a turn here, healing up the team, possibly getting some provokes on the side of DUCHAN.
Yeah, and that's a big proc from that Oliver there. Allows TRUEWHALE to get some, get Oliver online, allows him to stack some damage for that skill 3 there. So TRUEWHALE, if he wants to win, that's what he's going to need to do. He's going to need to proc over and over again. At some point, TRUEWHALE's going to need to lock down that Robo G92, and it's going to need to isolate units one at a time.
Yeah, well, Oliver's trying to do that exactly, getting his skills off on the Dark Onimusha and that Robo G92 with the initial turns, a little bit of damage coming towards it. Also, the additional turns are coming out of this Ragdoll as well. Heals are going to be available to put everybody to sleep here.
Yeah, heals are available there, and that speed buff is massive here. Again, this is going to come down to that Robo doing a lot of that coming down to Oliver, proccing a lot. TRUEWHALE's gonna need to control the attack bars of DUCHAN there. Very unlucky not to get the attack bar of that Dark Onimusha.
If doesn't get, he might go for just the stun there to keep that unit back there. No wild blow, a lot of damage, no additional turns gonna be coming out here. Third skill with a stun, and another stun. Getting all 3 units with the Robo G92 with the defense break with additional turn coming out of DUCHAN right here. Looking to apply massive damage. Bomb does go out, Praha stays alive.
Massive proc there though. And in this situation, this Gianna's gonna take out this Praha next, so TRUEWHALE's in a lot of trouble. Has 2 units of 4.
Yeah, there's that big second skill, taking all that attack bar back. Notice Fairstuff's going out there. So much damage from this Dark Onimusha is going out here. Not looking good at all for TRUEWHALE. There's just no way he's going to be able to come back here.
No way, but if he wants to start, he needs to stun that Gianna. Does not do so. Loses unit, and TRUEWHALE goes down 1-2. DUCHAN takes that one.
DUCHAN taking round 3. This is really big, not just for DUCHAN, but for Korea as well.
Yeah, DUCHAN, the hometown favorite. We are in Seoul, South Korea, the mecca of esports here, so everyone cheering on DUCHAN here. TRUEWHALE facing elimination here. Would really like to see him think about flexing his draft into competing for speed, because every time he's lost, DUCHAN has taken advantage of Robos and capitalized on a strong opening. That's been TRUEWHALE's Achilles heel, playing turn 2 here. DUCHAN's, especially with the Dark Onimusha and the amount of damage it does, and the opener of Gianna Ragdoll, giving TRUEWHALE a lot of that awkwardness. DUCHAN's able to have his way with TRUEWHALE and do whatever he wants right now.
Yep, most definitely. I mean, I think TRUEWHALE's got to really change the pace right now. DUCHAN adjusting very, very well to whatever TRUEWHALE has to throw at him. And I think TRUEWHALE needs to kind of surprise the same way he took that very first match, surprising him with that Dark Onimusha.
Yeah, and that Dark Onimusha, I mean, it may not be essential to take, but I think it's important for TRUEWHALE to think about the opener. How do the turn orders stack up, and how are you going to disrupt your opponent? Because if you lock yourself into turn 2 very quickly, we've seen DUCHAN do it in APAC Cup. We're seeing him do it today. He's able to cleave in the last 2 picks, have an open-ended draft, and then bring in a cleave at the end, and basically take the game from there.
Well, here we go, guys. We've got round number 4. DUCHAN and TRUEWHALE pre-bans from last time. Tianlang Nephthys are now available.
And we're going to see the same pre-bans as we saw in Game 2. So we're going to see we should see Gianna and the Dominic pre-ban coming out from these 2 players. No, not the same. We see an Oliver pre-ban instead of the Gianna. Interesting choice.
Very interesting. I think that's going to actually force TRUEWHALE to change the pace here. So maybe this might work in TRUEWHALE's favor here, force him to go a different route than taking that 33 speed lead as one of his first picks here. But DUCHAN, very, very quick, man, snaps right into that Nana.
Yeah, it goes in that Nana here, and I think TRUEWHALE's probably going to pick some sort of a Praha and some other pick, but I really think, again, this should be a cleave, open-ended. Changpeng Praha is actually not bad either in this situation, but some way to keep the draft open-ended and allow himself to be flexible in speeds. A Dark Onimusha Praha would be interesting too.
Oh, Shizuka and Dominic coming out for TRUEWHALE here. Look at this quick draft. Oh, not so quick draft, taking both those units back, the Ragdoll and the Dark Onimusha.
Yeah, I think DUCHAN's thinking about cleave later. Remember, while Nana sits at about the 270, 280 speed range, it allows a Dark Onimusha to basically clean out an entire team. TRUEWHALE needs to dip into the Tianlang here, and I would like to see the Robo G92. a Tian Lang into a Robo G92 would allow him to stay in this draft. Otherwise, and the two do counter a lot, but allows him to get the opener he needs, and it's a lot of control over Duchan's team. Taking the Tsarian is a little slow because it's going to allow Duchan to take the Robo and the Gianna. If he lays down the Tessa and some other unit like that, we're going to see a Gianna and the we're going to see the Robo, or we're going to see the Robo. We're going to see a Robo and Juno. Gianna pre-ban, of course, so not able to take that Gianna.
Yep, let's see what happens here. Duchan looking to wrap up his draft here. Does have that Juno out and one other pick. The Juno's going to be very good on the field with the Shizuka and the Volantis. So definitely favoring Duchan a little bit here. Hovering over a Wusa. Doesn't look like he's very sure about this unit.
Yeah, and I'm not sure about that Wusa with the Juno. The two obviously counter interact a little bit. But Pontos is an interesting pick. Allows him to still play for a little bit of turn one in some sense. But Pontos is just a great unit overall. Speed lead and then invincibility on skill 3 with the cleanse. TRUEWHALE here kind of in a weird spot here. Does have a strip from Volantis, but if he lays down Abelio, he doesn't have a strip if that Volantis is banned out.
Yes.
Volantis likely not the ban with the Juno on the field, but I think the Abelio is a little weak here because of the Dark Onimusha just doing so much burst damage.
Yeah, it's very interesting that he went with that Abelio there, because it looked like he was choosing not to go so aggressive anymore now. Bans are locked in, Nana's getting banned out, and so is the Shizuka.
So we're going to see TRUEWHALE eat a Dark Onimusha skill 2 off the bat here, and we're going to look to see him try to compete and do some damage in turn 2.
All right, let's see what happens. We've got a big third skill going out with the Despair Stun going out onto the Tsarian as well. Ooh, return shot here coming out of this Volantis. Volantis looking to potentially use that big strip ability here.
And that's an absolutely massive miss of skill 2 onto that Volantis. Allows him to strip later on, but I'm not sure why he didn't decide to taunt up units now. I think taunting, using skill 3 would have been great, but either way, TRUEWHALE does have a chance to come back here.
Yeah, TRUEWHALE needed that additional turn coming out of Tsarian, would have been super impressive here. A lot of damage coming out onto the Dominic. Dominic's still going to be live, proccing the passive of the Abelio. Abelio does have third skill available, healing up that Dominic a ton right now. We do have skills available with the Volantis.
We do have skills available on that Volantis. Goes for the stun instead. I'm not sure if that's the right play there. TRUEWHALE's going to go after his Dark Onimusha, needs to take it out there, does not proc there. That Pontos is going to provide a lot of protection to his team right now.
Another Despair Stun coming out inside of Duchan here with the additional turn as well. A little bit of poke damage coming out onto the Dominic. AoE's coming out. Dominic does stay alive though.
Dominic does stay alive here, but might go down soon. But we do have strip coming up from the side of TRUEWHALE here. So TRUEWHALE is able to use that, is going to be able to use that Volantis to pick up, get back into the game here. But again, TRUEWHALE's going to need to take out a unit because Duchan's in a good spot right now.
Yep, Duchan's in a very good spot right now. I do believe the strip is available on the Volantis, though. Of course, just not much that TRUEWHALE can do. All these additional turns are going to be adding up to absolutely nothing here with all this invincibility. Duchan celebrating right now.
Yeah, these are not good procs from TRUEWHALE. Invincibility on the side of Duchan does not allow TRUEWHALE to do any damage here. TRUEWHALE needs to land everything, but unfortunately does not get the Pontos on this one.
Yeah, he was able to get the provoke on top of that Dark Onimusha, which was super nice there, but there's the sleeps, and we have Dominic almost getting destroyed right now. He is still alive, and he's going to get finished off by that Juno. More damage coming towards the Volantis. Volantis needs to shake this defense break off.
Yeah, Volantis does need to shake that defense break off, but again, TRUEWHALE doesn't have a lot of damage. That Tsarian has not been able to do very much. That Pontos does have skills up again very soon, so TRUEWHALE in a very tough spot here. There is a Volantis with defense break and does not have very much attack bar.
Yep, there's that holy ground coming out, and Duchan looking very comfortable right now. No Despair Stuns coming out on top of Tsarian. No amount of procs can help TRUEWHALE's position right now.
Definitely not TRUEWHALE in a lot of trouble here. Does not have strips available. Duchan has 2-turn invincibility here, and is just going to be able to do a lot of damage to this defense broken Volantis. And there's a Ragdoll moving next that's just going to take it out.
Exactly. There's that damage going out on top of the Volantis with the additional turn, absolutely shutting down the side of TRUEWHALE right now. Looking so good for Duchan.
Yeah, Duchan looking very strong here. Just great draft overall here. Just TRUEWHALE not able to gain any footing on this match here. Just not able to get anything going here. Tsarian not doing a single thing in this matchup here. TRUEWHALE just wasn't able to take this one.
That's right. Holy ground, keeping Duchan in this match here, and there you have it, round 4! Going to Duchan, taking down TRUEWHALE.